Hi, my name is Jesse. I live with my mom and dad, two big brothers, and one older sister. I play drums, and I love acting in plays at my school and church. I used to be in wrestling, but I kept getting kicked out of matches for yelling and jerking. The rest didn't realize I have Tourette's syndrome. It's a condition that makes me tic. A tic is a sound or word or movement or even a thought that I don't want to make or have, but it happens anyway. Tics happen in all kinds of ways and places in my body. In fact, I have over 75 different tics in my life. I'm not sure if that's a record, I just know it's a lot. Sometimes I'm in a situation where I try to hold my tics in or push them down. It's really hard and it only works for a while. Eventually, they come out. And when they do, look out! It is a tic explosion! Actually, tic explosions can happen because I'm anxious, or nervous, or excited, or even if I'm extra happy. Boom! Tics can go off like fireworks. In fact, why don't I tell you a story about one of my tic explosion days? It all started during the time of special testing at school. Everyone was nervous, even my teacher, Mrs. Burns. She said it was very important that we all did our best. We only had so much time to take the test, and we had to focus and be quiet so everyone else could do their best. As soon as Mrs. Burns handed out the test and said, "Go," I felt it. I had strong urge to shout, "Hey!" at the top of my lungs. This is one of my tics. I have yelled, "Hey!" in a theater, a store, and even at church. Sometimes it's kind of funny because people jump out of their seat, but it's not funny during an important test. And I could feel the pressure building. My left arm started to twitch, my shoulder twisted, I couldn't think about my test at all, and then all of a sudden I shouted, "Hey!" "Shh," said Mrs. Burns. "Shh," said some of my classmates. I lowered my head, I squeezed my eyes shut. The tics were surging up now, but I kept holding them in. All of my energy, all of my focus was on stopping the tics. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to upset anyone. I wanted my friends to do well. I had to stop these tics. I kept pretty still for a while and only said "hey" twice. Finally, the time was up. I only got 3 problems finished, but at least no one was angry at me. I usually get to relax at lunch, but today was different. Everyone was wound up from finishing the test, and the cafeteria was very noisy. The lunch monitor was not in a good mood. "Sit down," he demanded, "and be quiet." By now, my tics wanted out like crazy. "Hey! Hey!" I shouted. More twitching moved my arm. The monitor came at me like a man shot out of a cannon. He planted me firmly in my seat. "Sit still and don't say another word." Some of my friends tried to tell him about Tourette's syndrome, but he wouldn't let them speak. So there I sat, holding in my tics, suppressing the urges. All through the afternoon we took special tests. All through the afternoon I tried not to tic. When the day ended, I dashed to the bus. Usually the bus is a safe place. My bus driver, Miss Linda, is very patient with my tics, but Miss Linda was not driving my bus. We had a substitute. By now, I was too exhausted to explain. I went to the back seat and slumped into the corner. I held in my tics the whole way home. As I raced towards the back door, "Hey! Hey! Hey!" was already bursting out. I crashed through the door, slamming it off the wall and threw my book bag on the floor. I felt like a volcano was erupting inside me. My body shook and jerked, my brain swirling, and thousands of thoughts. Boom! A tic explosion rocked the house. I jumped around yelling at the top of my lungs, "Hey! Hey! Hey! Hey!" Boom! Everyone in the house gave me some space. It took 10 minutes of non-stop ticking before I felt any relief. Afterwards, I was exhausted. Tics just have to come out.